Hi, my name is Alex, and today we're talking about something that a lot of people feel but rarely know how to explain. You might have good English, your grammar might be correct, your vocabulary might be strong, and still, something sounds off. Something sounds unprofessional.
Hi, I'm Emma, and this is uncomfortable because most people assume that sounding unprofessional means making grammar mistakes. But that's usually not the problem. The real issue is much more subtle. It's how things are said, not what is said.
Exactly. In professional environments, English isn't just a tool for communication, it's also a signal of awareness, social intelligence, and emotional control. And sometimes, very small language choices can quietly change how competent you appear.
And the worst part is that no one tells you. No one says, "Hey, the way you said that sounded a bit rough." They just react differently. They become distant, defensive, or less open to what you're saying, even if your idea is good.
Let's talk about one of the most common reasons this happens: being too direct. Directness isn't wrong, but in English, especially professional English, unfiltered directness can sound aggressive or careless.
Yes. For example, saying something like, "I want this done today." Grammatically, that sentence is perfect, but emotionally, it can sound demanding, almost like an order.
And compare that with, "I'd like this done today, if possible." Same message, completely different tone. One sounds transactional, the other sounds collaborative.
What's interesting is that many people choose "I want" because it feels efficient, clear, strong. But strength in professional English often comes from restraint, not force.
Exactly. People who sound professional don't push their language forward. They soften it just enough to keep the relationship intact, while still being clear. And that's a skill.
It really is. And you can apply this to so many situations. Instead of, "You need to fix this," try, "Could you take a look at this?" Instead of, "This is wrong," try, "I think there might be an issue here."
Same content, totally different energy. And that energy is what people remember.
Another big issue is excessive informality. And this one surprises a lot of people. Being friendly is good. Being casual is fine. But being too informal in the wrong context can quietly damage your credibility.
Right, things like slang, overly relaxed expressions, or joking too early in a conversation. It can make people unsure about how seriously to take you.
And again, this isn't about right or wrong. It's about timing. Informality works when trust already exists. But when trust isn't established yet, like in meetings, interviews, or first impressions, it can backfire.
I've seen this happen so many times. Someone tries to be friendly by being super casual, and it just doesn't land. The other person isn't ready for that level of informality yet.
Exactly. You need to match the room. If everyone else is being formal and you come in with, "Hey guys, what's up?" it creates friction, even if you don't mean anything by it.
Yeah, timing is everything. Once the relationship is there, you can relax. But in the beginning, play it safe. Use hello instead of hey. Use thank you instead of thanks. These small choices matter.
Then there's another subtle one: how people disagree. This is a big one. Saying, "You're wrong," is clear, but it's also confrontational. It creates resistance instantly.
Whereas saying, "I see it a bit differently," or "I'm not sure I fully agree with that," keeps the conversation open. You're expressing disagreement without challenging the other person's competence.
And notice something important here. The professional versions are usually longer. They take more words. And that's intentional. Professional English often trades efficiency for harmony.
Yes, and many non native speakers feel uncomfortable with that at first. It can feel indirect, even dishonest. But it's not about hiding your opinion. It's about delivering it in a way that people can actually receive.
That's a great way to put it. because when your English sounds unprofessional, it's rarely because of a mistake. It's usually because the emotional tone doesn't match the situation.
Right. Let me give you another example. Imagine someone presents an idea in a meeting and you think it won't work. You could say, "That won't work." Or you could say, "I have some concerns about that approach."
Same message, but the first one shuts the conversation down. The second one invites discussion.
Exactly. And in professional settings, people value collaboration over confrontation, even when you're right.
And tone is powerful. People don't remember exact words. They remember how you made them feel. If your language feels sharp, rushed, or careless, that feeling stays, even after the conversation ends.
And once that impression exists, everything else you say gets filtered through it. Your ideas don't land the same way. Your confidence gets questioned, and you might never know why.
The good news is that this isn't about learning more grammar. It's about awareness, about noticing patterns, noticing when you default to very direct phrases, or when you skip softening language because you're trying to be efficient.
And small changes make a big difference. Adding "I think," using "could" instead of "will," replacing "but" with "and." These aren't tricks, they're signals.
Signals that say, I'm aware of the room. I understand context. I know how to navigate people.
And that's what professionalism really is. Not perfection, not complex vocabulary, but control. Control over how your message lands.
Let's give some more practical examples that you can use right away. Instead of saying, I don't understand, which can sound a bit blunt, try, could you clarify that for me?
Good one. Instead of, "That's not my job," which sounds defensive, try, "I'm not sure that falls under my responsibilities, but let me check."
Yes, instead of, you didn't answer my question, try, I'm still unclear about this part. Could we revisit that?
See how these phrases do two things? They communicate your point, but they also maintain the relationship. That's the key.
And here's another one people miss. Email openings. Starting with, I need, sounds urgent and demanding. Starting with, I hope this finds you well, or thanks for your time, creates warmth first.
Small things, but they add up. And over time, they shape how people see you.
Once you start noticing this, you'll hear it everywhere. In meetings, in emails, in conversations. And you'll realize that sounding professional isn't about being impressive. It's about being intentional.
And that awareness alone can quietly change how people respond to you. You'll notice when someone uses softening language with you. You'll recognize when someone is being too direct. And you'll adjust accordingly.
Because language isn't just about communicating information, it's about managing relationships, building trust, creating space for collaboration.
And when you get good at that, your career moves differently. Opportunities open up. People want to work with you. Not because you're perfect, but because you're aware.
So if you've ever felt like your English sounds off, but couldn't figure out why, it's probably not your grammar. It's probably not your vocabulary. It's probably these small, invisible patterns that no one ever taught you.
But now you know, and knowing is the first step. The second step is practice. Noticing yourself, adjusting, experimenting with softer phrases.
And being patient with yourself. This isn't something you fix overnight. It's something you build over time.
If this was helpful, we'd love it if you subscribed. We're breaking down real professional English every week, the kind you actually use at work.
And leave us a comment. Tell us, what's one phrase you use at work that you think might sound unprofessional? We'll help you rephrase it.
We read every comment. Seriously, we're here to help.
Professionalism isn't about perfection.
It's about awareness.
Thanks for listening.
See you next time.